Today we're going to talk about tree diagrams. What is a tree diagram? A tree diagram is a diagram that uses branches to show all the possible combinations or outcomes of an event. So let's look at example 1. Stephanie has a spinner labeled with the colors red, green, and blue. She also has a number cube labeled 1 through 6. We need to create a tree diagram to show all the possible combinations or outcomes that could happen when Stephanie spins the spinner and rolls the number cube one time. So the first thing I'm going to start with in my tree diagram is the thing that has the least amount of categories. So that's the colors. In our example, we have red, we have green, and we have blue. So that's only 3 colors. So I'm going to split off and make a tree diagram. So we start 1, 2, 3. Now we want to give enough space because the tree diagrams can get big, so that's why we make some big branches. So on the blue one, let's write the word blue. On the red one, we can write red. And the green one, we write green. Now the next thing in our story problem says that she also has a number cube labeled 1 through 6. So that means each one of our categories here, each color, needs to have more branches coming off of it that are 1 through 6. So we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Same thing on red. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And also the same thing with green. Now what this is doing is showing us all of our outcomes that are possible. So after we made our tree diagram, how many different possible outcomes are there when Stephanie spins and rolls? So the way we do that is we look at the very last branches. So that would be all of these down here. All of these and all of these. That would be the numbers. So we count them up. You can see 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18 possible outcomes. Now, how many outcomes will be red? So we look at just red. On the last branches, there would be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 different outcomes that could be red. How many outcomes will have an even number? So we got to go through and we got to see the even numbers and all the colors. So we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, and 9. 9 of them will have an even number. Now we can go check our numbers using math. So we have 3 colors and 6 different numbers. So for our total possible outcome, we could do 3 times 6, which does give us 18. Now, for the next question, how many outcomes will be red? On red, that's only 1 color, but there's 6 numbers that go off of it, so we could do 6 times 1, which gives us 6. And for the last one, there's 3 colors, and off of each of those colors, there's 3 even numbers, so we can multiply by 3 to get 9. Here's example 2. Jack is going to order a sandwich for lunch at his local deli. They have 2 types of bread, 3 types of meat, and 2 types of cheese. The tree diagram below shows the possible outcomes Jack can order for his lunch. So I'm going to highlight a few things. We know there's 2 types of bread, 3 types of meat, and 2 types of cheese. That's very important for us to know. So here is our tree diagram. We have the bread column, the meat column, and then the cheese. So, what we need to do is we need to figure out all the possible outcomes. Okay, so the first outcome would be white bread. Let's write this down. So we write down a W for white. The next thing we go to is ham. So we're going to write an H for that. Then the next thing we go to would be cheddar. We always want to go to what we haven't used first. So I'm going to put a CH. Then we have to go through again, white to ham, then to Swiss, because we haven't used Swiss yet. And if you need to, you can kind of cross off as you go. So we've done ham, we've done to cheddar. So we can do white to ham to Swiss. And we can cross that out if we need to. So ham is done. Then we're going to keep going. So we're going to have white bread to turkey next, then to cheddar, then white to turkey to Swiss, and that would cover both turkeys. Here, got that, and white, turkey, Swiss. So now we're going on to the next one, which is chicken. So we have white bread, we have chicken, and we have cheddar. Then we have white bread, we have chicken, and we have Swiss. So we took care of the white to chicken to cheddar, white, chicken to Swiss. Now we need to do the wheat bread. So I'm gonna go a little quicker since I think we got it now. So we have wheat bread to ham to cheddar, wheat bread to ham to Swiss, wheat bread to turkey to cheddar, wheat bread, turkey, Swiss, wheat bread, chicken, cheddar, wheat bread, chicken, Swiss. So what is the shortcut method to find the total number of outcomes in any situation? And that is to count the last column of branches. So the next thing says how many total outcomes are possible if Jack picks one bread, one meat, and one cheese to create a sandwich. So we need to count up the last column. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, and 12. So it would be 12 outcomes. Now, how many outcomes will have cheddar cheese? So we go in that last column, and anywhere there's cheddar, we're going to highlight. So cheddar. So that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So 6 different outcomes with cheddar. Now, how many will have turkey? So we go everywhere there's turkey. So that's 1, 2, 3, 4. Now there is a mathematical way to figure this out as well, and that's multiplication. And that's where the highlighted stuff up top comes into play. If you're just given a word problem and you don't want to make your tree diagram, you can use just the numbers. So we have 2 bread times by the 3 different meats times by the 2 cheese. So when we multiply 2 times 3, we get 6. And then 6 times 2 would give us 12, which is what we got here. The next one we can talk about is how many outcomes will have cheddar cheese. So we have to use those numbers again. There's 2 bread. We times 3 different meats. And we times 1 cheese, because we're only talking about cheddar this time. So 2 times 3 is 6. 6 times 1 is just 6. So the outcome we got here is the same one we got here. And the last one is how many sandwiches will have turkey. So we have the 2 breads again. 2 breads. There's only 1 meat this time, just turkey. And then we have the 2 cheeses. So we multiply. 2 times 1. 2 times 1 is 2. 2 times 2 is 4. So the answer we got with our multiplication matches what we got down here.